Hi there, hope you're all doing well. I'm going back to my StarQuest heroes this week with the Dwarf Guilds Sentinel. I'm not going for a green and gold scheme though that I've got on my main dwarf army. I'm going instead for a blue armor since I'm contemplating using this scheme for the orcs when OPR release them next month, and this is going to be my test model for that army. Starting off the mini, I primed them black and grabbed the Bisque blue to get the shadow colour down on the armor. This isn't just painting into these shadows though, I go over everything just to make the brighter layers easier and as I start to bring them up over the black. Before I start bringing them up however, I need to do the YouTuber thing and ask you to drop a comment below if you have any questions, or if you want to share anything you have been hobbying on, you can join Discord using the link in the description. I hope you enjoyed the video and potentially find it useful. Now let's get back to the painting. Following on from the shadow colour is the midtone, which is Witching Hour blue. For this colour, I start to bring up the light value some more, leaving that shadow colour in where the light won't be hitting. But in these parts, I still go around with an edge highlight using this colour, as the edge highlight on these isn't going to be anywhere near as bright as the parts in light. With the bulk of the light values outlined now, I come in with Leviathan blue, just give the midtone an edge highlight. I also bring up some of the larger panels that are more directly in the light. I keep this paint thin so it goes on nice and smooth and allows me to almost glaze over some of these parts and bring those panels up to a small gradient in the areas. This is mostly done on the left chest piece and the left arm since I'm trying to emphasize the light coming in that direction. Now that the armor is finished, I moved on to the skin. This starts off with a base coat of Barbarian Brawn. While I do paint the arms, it's almost like the right arm is actually clothed. There's a weird seam line on there but it isn't on the left arm. For the sake of symmetry though, I stuck with both arms being bare, and now I'm looking at the finished product, you can't really tell the seam is there. This doesn't cover as well as I thought it would over black, so it ends up taking a couple of coats before I can move on to the highlights, which I've done using Dwarven skin now. There isn't much to do on the highlights on the skin, I just go around and bring up the tops of the muscles in the light and the top of the head, with a little spot highlight for the nose poking out of the visor. With the skin all finished, I can get started on the fabric parts. These are all done with Chronos flesh as the shadow colour. This part isn't as much as I originally thought. There's a lot of leather covering these fabric parts, which makes the process nice and easy. The only part that was a little bit off is under the armour plates. Like with his arm, I'm not too sure if he's wearing anything under these plates, although this time I went for painting it in between the plates for the fabric as it looks a bit more normal than wearing just plates over bare skin. After giving the fabric a couple of coats to get some decent coverage, I began going around with Skeleton Legion to bring up the midtone and just left that Chronos flesh in the shadowed parts. Moving on to the final highlight for the fabric, I used Grimy Grey. There really isn't much to bring up this high since a lot of this is situated towards the bottom of the mini, but a little bit of extra visual interest is never a bad thing. Moving on to the base coat for several parts now is Burnt Umber for the leather, copper and his beard. While you don't really need to base coat the copper, I had the colour out and I figured I might as well as it would just make doing that copper easier in the future. Starting to bring up the leather parts, I went around using Noble Steed Brown. Like with the blue, I tried to keep the side in shadow as the darker tone while using this as a highlight on those parts. So I focused my midtone more towards the left of the mini with a couple of extra coats just to bring up that opacity. After getting the midtone all in place, I thinned down some British khaki and started to add a highlight on the leather parts that are directly in the sunlight. Since I had this out, I also used it to start bringing up the sculpted strands on his beard. With the beard, I almost completely ignored the right side of his face since this is almost totally in shadow away from the light source. Getting started on the silver parts, the weapon casing and the tube things, I grabbed Doom Death Black and gave these all a base coat. This base coat is only really essential to cover up some of the parts that I missed when I was painting other colours and touch up where the primer doesn't fully cover. For the midtone on these parts, I mixed about 50-50 of Doom Death Black and Medium Sea Grey. The weapon cases ended up being a stipple effect just to let that black come through in a few areas while keeping it out of the recesses. For the tubes, I just brought up the upper parts that are in the light the most, making sure to leave the parts under the arm the darkest to emphasize that shadow. Similar to the midtone, I ended up stippling the edge highlight with pure medium sea grey, just around the outside of the gun casings, and only on the side that will be in the light. On the tube type things, I just added a highlight to the individual sections on the top and in a smaller area than the previous layer. For the metallic parts now, I get started on the copper with a once over of steampunk copper. Getting this overly burnt umber does help it cover pretty smoothly on the first coat, but there are still a few places where I will have to give it a second coat just to get that opacity. Especially since this is going to be the shadow color of these parts, which for metallics is not that normal, at least for me anyway. But to start bringing up the copper, I mixed in some sunny skin tone and started to use this as a mid-tone on these parts. I've never tried this before, but it seems to work pretty well. I partly expected it to dull down that metallic look, but it keeps it pretty well and you can still see the shine coming through. Even after I mixed a bit more into it to do the final highlight, I still have some of that shine. I could have probably even pushed this even further, but I was hesitant. I didn't want to affect that shine a lot and I wanted to actually still look like a metallic paint. With the copper finished up, I get the silver part started with more of the standard approach. I started off with a base coat of Cerakote silver over these parts. I'm not overly fussed if I don't get full coverage with this one, but Cerakote silver does cover pretty well over the black anyway. This first coat is then highlighted with a little shining silver, just to bring up the tops of the parts that will be in the light. This is bright enough that you can see it, but it doesn't actually take a lot away from the silver. The last couple of finishing touches now begin with orange flare over the visor and the light. These just add a hint of that contrasting colour to the armour without being too overpowering. I was originally thinking of adding a highlight onto these parts, but with this step finished it really wasn't necessary. So instead I just moved on to the final step of Battle Mud Wash. This is for the base, beard and fabric parts. With the base this was just a full strength wash over the entire thing. But for the beard and fabric I thinned it down a little bit so it wouldn't stain too much and still flowed into those recesses freely. And that would be it for the Dwarf Guilds Sentinel. I really like how the blue armor came out, however I don't think I'll be doing this for my orcs. I will be going for more the same style and technique as this, but I'm going to use red for the armor and silver trim most likely, just so that I can have that red paint job on these vehicles and it doesn't look a bit weird. I have been thinking about repainting my Eternal Dynasty forces though, and this blue would work perfectly for them as blue is the actual colour I use already and I can just do a few touch-ups to get them to the level I like. If you have any questions or just want to say hi, feel free to drop them in the comments below. You can also join Discord using the link in the description to hang out, chat and share anything you have been hobbying on. Speaking of links in the description, there are a couple of affiliate links you can use to pick up some painting supplies or just some fresh minis. If you enjoyed the video or found it useful, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for more content. Most importantly though, be kind to each other.